largest busts are often preceded by the most boring sideways price action in the history of each bull market. And these charts are flashing big time on nearly every single time frame that the wait is over. The juice is nearly loose, and the bust is about to rain down on us harder than the most extremely wet and sloppy thing that you can imagine. But right now, the price of Bitcoin continues to trade and, might I add, hold above the $29,000 level. And there's a big reason for this, and we're going to be getting into a few things and a few charts as well, that it is really no surprise to anyone. The past, let's say, at least month, has been some of the most boring price action for Bitcoin that I've seen in nearly a decade. This is, there are only a handful of times that I can look back in the past and think, wow, it was legitimately 1, 2, 3 months of doing basically nothing, right? I have an addiction to looking at charts. And even me, with my addiction to looking at charts, over the past couple of weeks, I don't even care to look at the charts anymore, right? And when you have an addiction as bad as the one I do, and even I don't even want to look at the charts, you know it's boring. But with that being said, when it is that boring is, or at least it has always been, in my experience, the most opportune time. And specifically, there are a few things we're going to be looking at in this video that are showing us that the boringness is about to end. And it's not just big, it's truly extremely big. So if we take a look first on Bitcoin's daily chart, we see something very big. So over the past week, since we first got above the 21-day moving average, we're holding and we've been closing for support exactly at this 21-day moving average. We pumped above it on August 8th, about 6 days ago, and we just recently got a little bit of a bounce. After breaking out of this like month-long, much smaller, because there's like a 2-year-long falling wedge as well, but there's like a month-long falling wedge that we just inched out of just about 2 weeks ago. Just within the last week, we broke above then the 21-day moving average, and now it's potentially time to have another test above 30K. But things are about to get a lot bigger. So before we continue with a couple absolutely mind-blowing charts, let's take a look at this. So Will Clemente on Twitter talking about the Bitcoin annualized realized volatility metric on Glassnode. Bitcoin's 1-month volatility at levels that have previously preceded large price impulses. If we take a look here, this annualized realized volatility is at levels that have come only before massive busts, and specifically as we enter a bull market from a bear market, as we're transitioning from bear to bull. And as we're about to show you in a couple minutes as well, this is not the only metric showing this. But additionally, let's take a look at this. So just in, a nearly $800 billion asset manager, AB Bernstein, saying that the approval odds for a Bitcoin spot ETF has risen. Wow, absolutely pretty useless. But here's the thing. Again, spot ETF, we just got a delay, not a rejection. Remember last week. And again, this is all just factoring into this cycle, which could end up being the perfect storm of a bull market. Now, the bull market's coming, right? The halving is coming. We're going to have a bull market, in my strong opinion. The Bitcoin spot ETF is just absolute. It's like pouring gasoline on 1,000 fires. The fires are already going to be burning, which is the bull market. And that gasoline that you might just dump on top of everything and 10x those fires already is the Bitcoin spot ETF approval, meaning things are going to be hot without a Bitcoin spot ETF approval. Okay, so either way, I think this is going to be insane, but over the next year. But I think the spot ETF approval will just be unlike anything we've ever seen before. I remember hearing about this back in 2017 and how big it would be. Here we are like 6-7 years later. If we actually finally get one, it will be, a long time coming. And Mr. Crypto on Twitter pointing this out as well, Bitcoin volatility reaching all-time lows, not since the bear market bottom. And that is exactly what I want to point out. A few things here. So one, if we take a look at the Bollinger Bands, BBWs, absolutely insane. Look how low we are here. The lowest basically we've ever been. And if we look in the past, line these up. Bear market bottoms before absolute massive busts. Keep in mind, we actually bottomed here back in June. We're like 2 months after this. We're kind of trending up a little bit. So if we see kind of exactly like we saw back in April of 2019 and October of 2018, if we do see a move very quickly after, we see this Bollinger Band kind of do something like this and see Bitcoin price do something like this. Yeah, all I'm saying is I think that's a very realistic possibility. These Bollinger Bands basically could not get any tighter. Definitely. Obviously, if we take a look at, I want to look at this chart. We just got a buy signal as well in the hash ribbons for Bitcoin. Last time we got a buy signal, Bitcoin was at 17,000, ran up to like the 30,000s. Last time we got a buy signal before that, Bitcoin was at 35,000, then went up to 69,000. Nice. Before that, we were at about 18,000, then we went up to about 64,000. Nice. And so on and so forth, right? If you go back, we just flashed a mega buy signal on the weekly chart for Bitcoin. This can get bullish very fast. We look at this chart, which we've been tracking for weeks. Here we go. If we just trade into this this support over the next 3 days and touch on this line, we've already come back to touch this. We tried to actually dump into it back at the very beginning of August, and we just held basically at 29,000. We didn't really go below it. And every time we've touched this entire year of 2023, actually beginning the last couple days of 2022, after we touched this line, we, as you can see, very quickly had a nice bust to the upside. And all I'm saying is, guys, nobody can predict the exact day, the exact hour, the exact minute or second when a Bitcoin bust happens. But every day that goes by, it becomes more likely. But specifically, all of these charts are showing us that, it's just way too close. It's going to be happening very, very soon. And, let's say you log on to your phone in 2 days from now, you log on to Twitter or X. I'm never going to get used to saying that. Log on to Twitter in 2 days from now, and you see, hey, we're at 35, 36,000. What happened? You're going to be tweeting, what happened? What happened? You're going on Reddit, what happened? This setup right now is what's happening. This is what happened. It's just, it hasn't started breaking out yet, right? So it's extremely close in my opinion. And just switching, is there any other really significant charts to look at here? Again, Bollinger Bands are so tight. Bitcoin daily chart still holding that 21-day moving average, is very big. Next big level of resistance going to be right at about 30,000. So it's going to be a big test. We all know how important 30,000 is. This chart shows that. Breaking above 30,000. Next time we get a concrete break above 30,000 and go up to the mid-30s, if we would go up to those mid-30s, whatever move happens next, say we go up to 40s or we get dumped down to 30K, it's very likely we will not see below 30K again once we concretely get above it, which we have not done at all since we fell below it back in May of 2022. Yeah, we had like moves on this weekly chart above 30,000. We had no significant closes, however, that really cemented and showed a lot of strength and even gave Bitcoin the ability to hold 30K as support. It has been, these couple of weeks, we're just battling to really claim 30K. We ultimately got a rejection on the weekly. If we get another chart, if we get a true clean break above 30 and can hold there for a few weeks, or we say we go up to 34, 35, right? Get up to those levels, 30K is going to be not only big support, it's going to be gigantic. It's going to be huge support. And take advantage of massive sign-up and deposit bonuses if you're interested in trading with BitGet and Femex below. Specifically, sign up with Femex, massive trading bonuses, sign-up bonuses, and you earn free XPT when you sign up using my link below and trade anything. Without any further ado,